Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory here with your afternoon update. It has been a gray and gloomy Monday across the tri-state, but changes are on the way. While today is cool with some scattered rain, we will finally see sunshine tomorrow. Now, one hang up tomorrow is I do think we'll see some fog early in the morning, but it won't hang around all day. That sunshine, though, it may be short-lived. There is another chance of some rain Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. We have had rain after rain after rain after rain shower here recently. We had this low pressure system that moved in on Friday. Then it just parked itself over the tri-state this weekend, and you can see it just kind of spinning out. This is a 48-hour loop. It just spins and spins over our region, bringing round after round of rain to our entire area, and that obviously includes quite a bit of rain for the tri-state, and that has included today. We've had lighter, more scattered showers, but still more showers nonetheless. Right now we've got a few spotty showers stretching back through Hamilton, Gallatin, Union, Henderson, Webster, and Hopkins counties, and then some more showers to the north stretching through northern Vanderburgh, Warwick, and then up into Pike and Du Bois counties there. We will continue to see these hit or miss rain showers wrapping around through the tri-state on through the rest of this afternoon and evening. So I know some of you may have gotten a very brief peek of some blue sky or sunshine, but in general it is still cloudy and we are still dealing with that scattered rain, and that will be the case on through this evening. Then that rain will finally start to taper off as we get into the overnight hours. I think we'll be mainly dry by about midnight tonight, and then the clouds gradually clear as well. But I do think, as I mentioned before, we'll probably see some fog late tonight into tomorrow morning. Once that burns away, though, the rest of the day is looking mainly sunny. Lots of sunshine through the middle of the day and into the afternoon tomorrow. We will then see clouds moving back in Tuesday evening, though, ahead of that next chance of rain on Wednesday. So as far as our temperatures are concerned, with the clouds and the rain, we just haven't been able to warm up very much today. Our temperatures are sitting in the mid to upper 50s in most locations. Mount Carmel and Fairfield managed to make it to 60, Evansville, Henderson, Greenville all at 58, Owensboro at 56, and I don't think those temperatures will change a whole lot as we go through the rest of this afternoon. We may manage to tack on another degree or two, pushing those temperatures into the upper 50s to near 60, but that would be about it. Well, this is not wanting to move forward here. We're just stuck on our temperatures. Well, the joys of working with computers. Bear with me a minute. I'm getting the not responding little spinny wheel here. I promise I've got the rest of the forecast for you. This computer just doesn't want to cooperate and give it to you. We'll get there. Bear with me. We're just going to have to close it and reopen it real quick. But needless to say, it has been cool. It's been cloudy. It's been rainy. It's been cool, cloudy, and rainy, not just today, not just yesterday, but Saturday, even into Friday. So we have been hung up in this same pattern for quite a while now, and I think everybody's looking forward to a change, which is going to come tomorrow, if I can get this forecast pulled back up for you here. All right, let's start back where we were. We were on our temperatures. See if it'll load back up for us here. Okay. There's the temperatures. Now can we move past the temperatures? There we go. Okay, so here's the forecast for this evening. We've got those isolated rain showers. Like I said, our temperatures will only climb another degree or two into those upper 50s to right around 60. Then we start to fall back through the 50s once the sun sets. Even though the rain will be over by about midnight tonight, that's when the fog really starts to pick up. There's a lot of moisture out there. It's already been foggy kind of on and off throughout the day today as we've had those rain showers moving through. Well, overnight, as the temperatures drop and that moisture really condenses, I do think we'll see areas of possibly patchy dense fog developing across the tri-state late tonight into early tomorrow morning. So you definitely want to check in on 14 News Sunrise before you hit the road tomorrow. Byron Douglas will be here tracking that fog live and letting you know where it's really creating issues, if any. We may have some slower commute times tomorrow morning just due to that fog, but we will have sunshine tomorrow. So once the sun gets overhead, that fog will burn away as we go through Tuesday morning. And like I said, Tuesday afternoon just looks beautiful and sunny. It will be chilly out there tonight. We've got that chance of rain early on in the night, then the rain ends and the fog starts. Temperatures are going to bottom out in the mid to upper 40s under calm conditions. So again, cool, kind of foggy first thing tomorrow morning, but then as that fog burns away, things really start to warm up. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be looking at high temperatures in the lower 70s, a big improvement from the 50s we've been seeing the past couple of days. While there is still an isolated chance of rain today, lots of sunshine tomorrow. It may not last though. Wednesday and Thursday, there's another spotty chance for some showers. That's because we've got another low pressure system on the way. So this low right here, that's what's moving out of the tri-state today. So by Tuesday morning, that lifts off to the north. We get this pocket of sunny skies over our region, but off to the southwest, there's another low pressure system headed in. So as that comes in from the west, I do think the actual center of that low pressure system will stay south of the tri-state, but we'll still get caught up in the clouds and some of the rain from that. So we'll be on sort of the outskirts of that weather system, but a few scattered showers still possible Wednesday and Thursday. And then that low pressure system pushes off to the east-northeast on Friday, and our skies begin to clear, leaving us with mostly sunny skies for the weekend. If there's any upside to all this cool rainy weather is it has wet down the pollen count just a little bit. It's kind of washed all of that, yellow dust that was all over everyone's cars due to the high pollen. So the pollen count is a bit lower today just due to the damp conditions. But as we dry things out, that pollen count will ramp right back up. If you need to mow your grass, iffy out there today. It's still cool, cloudy. We've got that scattered rain just kind of hanging around. Everything's just kind of damp. Not a great day to get out and mow. If you're looking for a day to get the grass done, I would pick tomorrow. That's when we're going to have some sunshine. Wednesday and Thursday, we're not talking about total washouts. There's probably going to be a window of time in there where you could get the grass mowed, but there's not a guarantee that it would work out exactly at the time that you're wanting to mow the grass. So iffy chances on Wednesday and Thursday. Tuesday is the day to get that done. Otherwise, you'll probably have to wait till Friday or the weekend. As for our temperatures so far this month, we had 70s the first couple days, but then that low pressure system really set in. We only made it into the 60s on Saturday, 50s yesterday. We may not make it out of the 50s today either. And we've had several rounds of rain, as I mentioned, but most of it has been very light, very scattered rain. So we've kind of just tacked this on like 1/100 of an inch at a time. We've never had a lot of heavy rain, widespread heavy rain, anything like that. There have been pockets of heavier rain. You may have caught a brief thunderstorm or a downpour, but not widespread. So in general, we've been just tacking on less than a 1/2 inch of rain every day, but it's been kind of an on and off all day kind of thing. So far today, the Evansville Regional Airport has picked up just over 1/10 of an inch of rain. That was as of 1 o'clock. I didn't check it at 2. I was trying to get on the air here, but at 1 o'clock we had 1/10 of an inch of rain so far today. So far on the month, we are running pretty close to normal, and on the year, obviously running this huge surplus because we have had so much rain this year. We had flooding in February, we had flooding in April, and we've already had kind of a damp start to the month of May as well. No surprise given how the weekend went. Our average temperature so far for the month of May is running below normal just because our temperatures have not gotten to where you would expect for the month of May. Yesterday and today, it's felt more like March out there. Today, we started the day in the upper 40s to around 50. I think we'll only climb about 10 degrees through the course of the day. Typically this time of year, we would start out in the low to mid 50s and climb into the low to mid 70s during the afternoon. So moving forward, we're going to get back into what would be more typical weather. But Hey, at least we're not dealing with any severe weather today. That was not the case. What would this be? 26 years ago, May 5th, 1999 was one of the largest severe thunderstorm outbreaks of the spring of 1999. It was second only to the severe weather that would happen less than 2 weeks later on May 17th, 1999, when we had a derecho. This was a relatively long-lived outbreak. There were several different types of storms. There were supercells. There were lines of storms. 2 F2 tornadoes were spawned by storms in Pike County, Indiana, and they had wind gusts up to 68 miles an hour measured in Evansville. So we were tracking severe weather on this date in 1999. So when you put it in perspective, kind of a just gray and gloomy Monday doesn't sound too bad, does it? I mentioned we're going to get back to normal as we go through the rest of the week. Typically our highs would be in the low to mid 70s this time of year, and that's exactly what we're expecting moving forward. Even with those spotty showers possible Wednesday and Thursday, I don't expect any huge swings in our temperatures. We'll generally be sitting somewhere in the 70s moving through the rest of this week, and then into early next week, sunny skies, temperatures bounce back into the upper 70s, and even beyond that, the outlook for May 13th up through the 19th showing a trend back toward above average temperatures and below average precipitation. So by the middle of the month, we may be looking at the complete opposite of what we're dealing with right now, where it's cool and damp out there today. By the middle of May, we may be looking at a trend of warm, dry weather taking over across the tri-state. So again, that's not a specific forecast for any given day, but just the general outlook for that time frame does seem to be trending toward warmer, drier conditions. So tomorrow, really beautiful. Wednesday and Thursday, not too shabby. At least it will be warmer, but there is that isolated chance. I'm not talking about a washout here, but just a few showers possible both days. Drying back out for the weekend and warming back up as well. Lower 70s Friday, mid 70s Saturday, then upper 70s as we start next week. Laura Gray, thank you for joining us from Dawson Springs. And Teresa, I know it was rough this past weekend. We're as frustrated as you are about how the forecasting went. We talked about this on Friday, this retrograde low. There's actually a phrase, retrograde low is weatherman's woe, and it was definitely giving us some woes around here end of last week. Typically, you would have a low pressure system move in, bring us some rain, then it moves out. We're all sort of used to this pattern, right? It gets kind of warm and muggy, it rains, then it gets cool and dry, and that's that low pressure system moving through and then pushing off to the east. Well, this time around, that low pressure system moved in and it just parked. In fact, it even started to back up a little bit, and that's very out of the ordinary. That's not something we would typically expect. Early on, none of the weather models were picking up on this. So when we were looking at this last Monday, it did look like that weather system would be out of here by this weekend. And as you saw, instead, it stayed over the same spot or even actually backed up a little bit over the course of 48 hours. Usually the weather keeps moving. It doesn't usually stay and just rain and rain and rain and rain for 2 whole days over the exact same spot. That's a rarity, and that's why every day as that became more clear, you saw those rain chances extend a little further. So we went from the rain will be out of here Friday morning to it's going to be out of here Friday night to it's going to be out of here Saturday, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday, and it's because it just kept becoming more obvious this isn't going to go anywhere. So it is frustrating. We were all frustrated too. We don't like being wrong. That's not something we enjoy around here. And that's why as soon as we realized that's what was happening, we did change the forecast. And around here, especially in the spring, you have to expect that sometimes that forecast is going to change. But that retrograde low, that's a rarity. And so I'm really hoping we don't have anything like that moving forward. This low pressure system here is going to be mainly to our south. So even if it did park itself, I don't think it would park itself over us. We're just going to catch a few stray showers on the northern edge of that. And then like normal, it'll push off to the east. And I do think we'll actually dry things out this weekend. So again, that's a bummer. It ruined our weekend plans too, if it makes you feel any better. So yeah, that retrograde low, a weatherman's woe for sure. Thankfully, they don't happen very often. They're very rare. So I think that about wraps this up. I agree with Jeanette Rice. We need some sunshine around here. We're just hurting for some sun. It has been cloudy and rainy for days on end, and we are finally going to get our sunshine tomorrow. But be aware, I do think we'll see some fog tonight. So if you're going to be on the road tomorrow morning, you may want to give yourself a little extra time to get where you're going. Don't be in a rush in fog. That's when we end up with accidents. Remember to give lots of space between you and the car in front of you. Use those low beams. Take things nice and easy. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. But tomorrow afternoon looks absolutely beautiful. Sunny skies, highs in the lower 70s. The kind of weather we've really earned by suffering through this weekend and today with all this gray and gloomy weather. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Enjoy the sunshine tomorrow. And Jeff will be back on here with the streaming show again tonight at 9 with any updates or changes to the forecast. And as it mentions here, we are now streaming to YouTube. There's lots of goodies on our YouTube channel. You can watch these streams, but you can also watch Jeff's podcast. So go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. And I hope you'll join Jeff here tonight at 9. Have a great rest of your day.